of our lives. Days of Our Lives, a new dramatic serial starring MacDonald Carey.
Good morning, Dad.
Your coffee, Princess.
Oh, you spoil me, Dad.
Well, won't be many more mornings I'm able to spoil you like this.
Thank you. Is there anything more wonderful than the first sip of coffee in the morning?
Suppose you answer that question. Oh, we've got a lot to be happy about this Thanksgiving, don't we, darling?
Oh, just think, Dad. You're not losing a daughter. You're gaining a drumstick.
Well, I'd be happy to lose that drumstick if I thought I could keep you here.
You don't really mean that.
No, I suppose not. But fathers are always reluctant to give up their daughters. Ain't easy.
Even in marriage? To someone like Tony?
Even in marriage. You're still my little girl.
I've come a long way from those little girl days, haven't I, Dad?
Well, you don't believe in Santa Claus anymore.
I remember the last time we had a talk like this.
Oh, now, please, Marie.
You thought you were losing me to someone else, didn't you? But it didn't work out, did it?
Well, you ought to be glad it didn't work out. Otherwise, you never would have met Tony.
Oh, I know. That's what I keep telling myself. Oh, Dad, I'm so grateful for Tony. So terribly grateful. When I think back and I remember how Rick walked out on me and how hurt I was, I just wanted to die.
You're not to think about that. This is a happy time for you.
If I'd only known how happy I was going to be, just think of all the hurt and the grief I could have been spared.
Well, and there's a reason for it all.
You mean if I hadn't been so hurt, I might not be so happy now?
Something like that.
Oh, I don't know where I'd be if Tony and I hadn't found each other.
Well, you did find each other, and that's the important thing.
We're going to have a wonderful life, Dad. Just like yours and Mom.
Including the pin curlers?
Oh, well, Mom wears them, and you don't mind.
I mind. And Tony will mind, too. But it won't make a bit of difference.
You know, part of me will always be right here in this house, in this room.
Sweetheart, someday you leave this house as a bride. This house, this room, I hope, will only be a pleasant memory. Now, what's on the program? Or can you lie in bed all day?
I certainly can't. The photographer's coming for the bridal pictures. And, I have to remind Mom to put up a clothes rack for the wedding reception. And Nora Burke told me that she would let me know about her brother. And then we all have to go to...
Wait a minute, I'm getting out of here.
Oh, Dad. Thank you for the coffee.
My pleasure.
And for everything.
My deep pleasure.
Get that backlight higher, Larry. Higher still. I'm getting a peculiar shadow under her eyes.
Maybe those are my natural bags, Mr. Skimpson.
Stand still, Marie.
No, it's just the angle. Tip your head a bit more to the right. That's fine, Miss Horton.
Thank you.
Is that your good side, Aunt Marie?
Do I have a good side, Julie?
Both of her sides are good. Well, everybody has one good side better than the other, even movie stars.
That's good, Miss Horton. Now hold it, please. And there we are. Thank you. Now just one more for safety's sake.
When does Tony have his taken?
Saturday, at the ceremony.
Well, how come he isn't having a take with Aunt Marie now?
Darling, there's still that superstition that the groom can't see the bridal gown till they meet at the altar.
That's good, Miss Horton. Hold it, please. Thank you.
Don't tell me you're superstitious, Aunt Marie.
Not me. The only reason I'm having these pictures taken early is so that Mr. Skipson can retouch them. He can't retouch candids at the wedding.
Oh, you're not going to need all that retouching, Miss Horton.
Oh, you're just being polite.
All brides are beautiful.
To coin a phrase?
No, truly. They have a certain glow.
Well, I'll tell you why I'm glowing. The pins in this hem are sticking into me like knives.
Well, that'll do it, Miss Horton. I think we've got a good selection.
Well, and I think I'd better get back to my kitchen. I've got a roast in the oven.
Need any help, Grandma?
No, thank you, dear. But please, baste that hem for your Aunt Marie so she can get out of those pins.
Okay.
When do you think we can see some proof, Mr. Skipson?
Well, we won't be working over the Thanksgiving holiday, so maybe I'll be able to show you something, early part of next week.
Oh, not until then?
Well, I'll put a rush on it. We'll do the best we can, Miss Horton.
I'll get it. Hello? Yes, it's me. Well, how did you know I was here? Well, you didn't tell Stevie who you were. Oh, good. No, I'm not ashamed of you. It's just... Well, no, look, don't be a kook. It's just I don't want anybody to know about you. No, I'm not ashamed of you. But, well, I'm kind of on the spot. I have to be careful these days, with this stupid probation thing and everything. Well, I'm just having to watch my step. No, you can't come here. I'm living with my grandparents now. No, it's not a drag. It's much better than living at home. Anything's better than that. Well, listen. No, please, don't call me here again. Yeah. Well, yes, I'll try to get out to see you. I promise. I have to go now. Goodbye.
Who was that?
Oh, it was just a friend. She didn't know I was living here now.
Julie, when I move, when Tony and I move up to Boston together, you will keep in touch with me, won't you?
Of course, Aunt Marie.
Well, I just want you to know that I'm there and ready if
If I get into any more trouble.
No, honey. If you ever need a friend.
Well, don't worry, Aunt Marie. I'm not going to get into any more trouble.
Oh, I hope not, Julie. I certainly hope not.
Oh, it's only for 3 days.
Oh, this is going to be the shortest honeymoon on record.
No, it isn't. Your father and I have the record. Our honeymoon was 1 whole day.
Oh, poor Mom.
I loved every minute of it.
Couldn't Dad get away?
Even if he could get away, we couldn't have afforded a proper honeymoon.
Well, what did you do for your 1 whole wonderful day?
We went for a ride on a ferry boat.
All day?
All day.
And then what?
And then... You won't need but 3 sweaters, Marie.
Oh, Mom!
Yes, oh, Mom. You just wait until your daughter asks you about your honeymoon.
Well, I'm going to tell her everything.
Sure you will.
Really?
Grandma, just look at these.
Oh, well, where did they come from?
Mother brought them and just dumped them down in the hall. She said she had to run for an errand.
Well, she knew that you need your clothes.
Yeah, but she didn't have to just dump them there without even helping me carry them upstairs.
I'm sure that you're perfectly capable of carrying those upstairs and putting them in the closet yourself.
Great. Can't anybody help me? How about you, Aunt Marie?
I'm busy packing.
Well, you mean I have to lug those things up and down stairs by myself?
It'll be good exercise.
Oh, that's what you think. I'll probably get a hernia or something.
I doubt it.
And the most important thing of all, she forgot. And I made a point of asking her to bring it.
What did your mother forget?
My record player and all my records.
Oh, darling, we've got lots of records right here.
Yeah, I know. I've heard them. I mean, good records.
She means the rigors of mortis, Mom, not Beethoven.
Oh. Yes, well. Now, look, we're busy, dear. You take those clothes and hang them up in your closet.
Do I have to?
Yes, Julie, you have to, and right now.
Well, you don't have to get mad about it.
Out.
Boy, talk about tyrants. Tote that barge, lift that bale. I might as well be in a chain gang. Great, living with grandparents.
Guess that's what Julie needs, is firmness.
Spare the rod.
I never heard you talk to her like that way before.
Well, I love her, Mom. That's why I talk to her that way.
And she thinks the world of you.
Julie's going to amount to something someday. She'll just straighten up and fly right.
She doesn't like the idea of going home tonight.
Well, it's just until after Thanksgiving. Oh, I wish we were going to have the holiday dinner here. Oh, now, Mom, you know you couldn't have managed it. But with all the wedding reception and everything, it would just have been too much for you.
Well, I still wish we were going to have it here.
Now, you'll have a wonderful time at Ben and Addie's, and you can sit down and be served like a lady instead of having to pop up and down.
Well, that will be different anyway. You going to drive over with us or with Tony?
Oh, now, what do you think?
Bet it was good to see him last night.
Oh, it was absolutely wonderful.
What did you talk about? Fellowship?
No, we didn't even mention the fellowship. As a matter of fact, we didn't do much talking at all.
What did you do?
You wouldn't tell me about your honeymoon.
Oh, now, Marie, that's not fair.
Oh, Mom.
Tony?
Dad, you're back from your flight early.
Yeah, the fog was still too thick. Flight was weathered out. Well, you get some sleep last night?
A little.
You feel better, I bet. You saw Marie and everything.
I saw Marie.
And about that crazy decision of yours, son. You have reconsidered it, haven't you?
I made up my mind, Dad. I'm not getting married.
So it hasn't made any difference at all, huh, Tony? You haven't thought it over like I asked you to.
Yes, I did.
3 days away from the marriage, and you're calling it off?
I have to.
Why, Tony? You haven't given me one decent reason.
I thought I'd explained it to you. I'm just not ready for the obligations and the responsibilities of marriage. I'd only make Marie unhappy.
Unhappy? Tony, how do you think she's going to feel when you tell her this? She's going to be heartbroken.
At first, maybe. But later on, she'll know that it was best.
Best? And who's to judge that?
I am, Dad. You're going to have to take my word for it.
Tony, believe me, you're throwing your life and Maria's away. Now, it doesn't make sense.
It does make sense to me.
What about the Hortons? How do you suppose they're going to feel? Tony, you just can't do this to people like that.
Dad, you really believe for 1 minute that I enjoy doing this to the Hortons? Or to Marie? I mean, do you?
I don't understand it. I just don't understand it.
Well, Oh, there's just no sense in talking about this anymore.
Tony, you're going to have to talk about it. You're going to have to think about it. Now, you just can't toss your life and Marie's life over the cliff and walk away. Now, there are people involved.
I know that.
Flesh and blood, Tony.
I know that!
Have you talked this over with Jim?
Yes.
Well, then, why did he fly back here for the wedding?
Oh, he thought I'd change my mind.
Well, there you are, Tony. Your own friend wants you to change your mind. Now, we can't all be wrong.
I know you're not all wrong, Dad, but neither am I.
Now, what's that supposed to mean?
Would you listen to me? I mean, will you just listen to me?
No, you listen to me. What kind of a man are you, Tony?
I am being honest, and Marie will understand.
You show me a woman who will understand that a man no longer loves her.
Did I say that?
I said it, Tony.
I don't like doing what I'm going to do. I just said it's the best way out.
It's best for you, Tony. But what about Marie?
It's best for her, too.
You're wrong, son. You'll be sorry the rest of your life.
Dad, I am doing what I have to do. Now, why won't you trust me?
Because I don't believe it. I just don't believe it, Tony.
Well, you're just going to have to believe it. That's all, Dad.
Tony, what do you think this is going to do to Marie? Do you care?
Of course I care.
Well, I warn you, Tony. You call off this wedding, and you'll regret it as long as you live.
Dad, let go of me.
As long as you live. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
That's Bobby. He played Squanto in the Thanksgiving play at school.
Who's Squanto?
He's the Indian who taught the Pilgrims how to plant corn.
Good for Bobby. How'd he do?
Well, Kitty says that he forgot his lines, and he kept saying, "Me, Squanto, you Pilgrim," over and over again.
At least he said something.
Do you remember Mickey in his first play at school?
Oh, will I ever forget?
Will you ever forget what, Dad?
Mickey. Christmas play at kindergarten.
He was only 5 years old.
He came home and told us he was in a play about the manger in Bethlehem.
And he was going to play one of the three wise guys.
3 wise guys.
That's what he called them.
Mickey was quite a character, even at 5.
It's lovely not to have a thing to do. The gown is finished, and I'm all packed, and all the details are squared away.
So you can sit down and relax with the people that knew you first.
Horton. Girl. 19 inches long, 7 pounds, black hair and blue eyes.
Red-faced and howling.
Me?
You. Now, this is a nice night for a fire.
Now, I wish Mickey would come by. It'd be nice to be all together this evening.
If he does come, he'll probably bring his new girlfriend. You know, the one that organic vegetable nut.
Yeah, we can all sit around and munch sunflower seeds and sip carrot juice.
The house is so quiet suddenly.
Wait till Julie gets here with her rock and roll records.
How'd she seem?
Pretty good. Till Addie came to take her home. See, she's got to stay at home until the wedding, and she doesn't like the idea very much.
Well, why can't you come back on Friday?
Because the woman is coming to do the final touches on hers and Addie's dress, and Addie says that Julie must be there then.
Heard from Kitty, Mom?
Morning.
Is everything all right?
Fine. She's still working. Bobby is graduating from the Cubs to the Boy Scouts next month.
That's a big step.
Dan would be so proud of him.
Kitty says he looks more like Dan every day.
But Bobby's gentler. Dan bounced through life on a pogo stick.
You know, even though he's been gone so long, I still miss him.
We all do.
Mom, if Tony and I have a boy, may we name him after Dan?
Here is Tom, the fun-loving corn popper.
Where in heaven's name did you find that old thing?
Top of the cupboard. Found the corn, too. How's that for the prize?
You forgot the butter and the salt.
I did not. It's right on top of the kitchen table, ready when we are.
You don't have to do that anymore. Didn't you know? There's a new method. You get it all wrapped up in foil, put it on the fire on the range, and just watch it rise up. Presto. It's all ready to eat.
Don't tell me automation has reached the corn popping business.
Well, of course. You're an incurable romantic.
You bet I am. It's a lot more fun buying it like this than having it ready-made. Right, Marie?
Right, Dad.
Right. Thank heavens for old-fashioned corn popping.
Thank heavens for so many things.
We all have a lot to be thankful for.
Ooh, help! We're being bombed!
Here it goes.
Oh, look!
Ah, who's best corn popper? Huh?
episode of Days of Our Lives.